Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. It is the day after Election Day, and I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, no idea. And I think most people are in that position where we just kind of don't know what's going on. We stayed up late last night, very tired. Things got, they were going Trump. Then they started, well, first it was Biden. Trump. Then it went Biden. And now we're kind of in this ambiguous place. Some controversy about Arizona, and Fox calling Arizona very, very quickly. Have people going, on the Republican side. And I'm sure having people on the Biden side go, yeah. But we're back to ambiguity on that. Let's take a look at some of the results as of now. And it is 11:22 on Wednesday morning, Eastern time. So presidential election results. This is from the New York Times, showing Joe Biden at 227 electoral votes and Donald Trump at 213. So what are we talking about? The ambiguity in Arizona. So looks like, and they say right here, because of an error in a data feed from Edison Research, a previous version of Arizona results briefly showed an incorrect amount of vote that had been counted. The error has been fixed, and the map reflects the current state of the count. So as of now, it's showing Joe Biden ahead 51% to 47.6%. Now, the Trump campaign is convinced that they're going to win by about 30,000 votes in Arizona. We'll see. I guess the votes are still being counted. Nevada says the state's election division announced Wednesday morning that no more results will be updated until noon Eastern on Thursday. So, folks, Joe Biden is ahead, 49.3 to 48.7, very slim, but there'll be no more counts. They say the remaining votes include mail-in ballots received on Election Day, those that will arrive over the next week, and provisional ballots. So, in general, the theory is that mail-in ballots in general across the country favor Democrats. So that would probably go more towards the Biden side. That's where that sits. Wisconsin, absentee ballots are expected to be counted Wednesday morning. And again, we have Biden ahead 49.5 to Trump's 48.8. Michigan says 92% estimated votes reported, with Joe Biden ahead 49.5 to Trump's 48.8. The remaining mail ballots are expected to favor Democrats. On Tuesday, the Secretary of State said that she expected to have a very clear picture, if not a final picture, of the results by Wednesday night. So again, looking Biden. Georgia. They had some sort of water main break, which messed things up yesterday. All right, 92% of the estimated votes reported. We have Donald Trump ahead, 50.5 to 48.3. Counting should be completed on Wednesday, so hopefully we hear about this today. Not really sure about that one. Sounding like it might be more Trump. He's ahead, but again, these other ballots need to come in. And it sounds like they're kind of in the Atlanta area. They may favor Biden. North Carolina, Donald Trump is ahead 50.1 to Joe Biden's 48.7. Mail ballots postmarked by Election Day are accepted until November 12th. November 12th? What is that, like next Friday? That's a long way off. And everybody, the one that everyone wants to know, wait. Alaska. Yeah, Alaska's going to go Trump. Pennsylvania, Donald Trump is ahead 53.9 to Joe Biden's 44.8. But, all right. The remaining vote in Pennsylvania appears to be overwhelmingly for Biden. The president leads by nearly 700,000 votes, but there are 1.4 million absentee votes outstanding. This is from New York Times, by the way. Joe Biden has won absentee ballots counted in Pennsylvania by an overwhelming margin so far, according to data from the Secretary of State early Wednesday. If he carried the remaining absentee ballots by a similar margin, he would win the state. So, this is showing this chart here. The blank part are mail-in ballots that still need to be counted. So what they're saying is if the ratio of Biden votes in those mail-ins versus the Trump votes, if they were all tallied up, even though Trump is so ahead, we would have a 50.3 towards Biden and a 48.5 for Trump. That would be a pretty big win for Biden. So we have to see what happens with this. Essentially, they're not really sure if they're going to be able to get the results out today. They may be tomorrow. In any case, we really don't know what's going to happen here. So what other news do we have? I just want to leave the presidential election alone here, except to say that I think this is a, if anything, so, what I said to you on Monday is that it was expected Joe Biden to win. And if you believe the poll numbers, it was going to be a landslide. Electoral college may fall as a landslide. Maybe, but it's not the feeling that they wanted. They wanted to have an overwhelming, win for Biden. And that's not exactly what's going to happen. It's a nail biter, and it's a nail biter that can go either way. It's funny. They talked about this idea of the red mirage, that you would see a victory for Trump on election day. And then slowly as the trailing mail-in ballots are counted, that it would lean towards Biden. And that might be what we see. But it's not the overwhelming numbers that we saw, like the +7s, the +17s, crazy numbers like that. That is not what we're seeing. So what they expected is not what we're getting for the presidential election. Interestingly, let's see, the Squad. This is from sarahcarta.com. The Squad reelected. Progressive group adds new members. Members of the Progressive Democrat Squad in Congress won their reelection bids in Tuesday's House elections. In 2018, the group first made their debut coming onto the scene after taking long-held incumbent Democrat seats in their districts. The group, now known as the Squad, promised from their inception to shift the Democratic Party more to the left and change the political status quo. That's exactly what they've done. So the Squad is extremely progressive. This is where you get the socialist ideas, and there are many socialist ideas, things that I consider very racist that they put out, that they push in the guise of anti-racist, which is racism to me. But what do we have? We have AOC Presley winning. See, the Dem Socialists, they're happy. Throw another win up on the scoreboard. Cori Bush. So we have Cori Bush winning in Missouri. We have Jamal Bowman winning in New York. There's one more guy. Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman, and Mondaire Jones in New York. So, yeah, New York is very susceptible. The hard blue states are very susceptible to having far left progressive takeover because they just go down their ballots. So, it's pretty well known that in New York City especially, it's the primaries that determine who wins. And so people don't pay as much attention to the primaries, and it's easy to slip progressives far left through. So let's skip around here. So speaking of far left progressive, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler reelected, beating Antifa aligned. I think she's Antifa, not positive. Rival Sarah Iannarone. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler overcame attacks on his handling of ongoing riots in the troubled Oregon city to win a second term, beating an even farther left rival who aligned herself with Antifa. The 58-year-old career Democrat had appeared politically vulnerable because of the anti-police protests that have plagued his city. Yeah, and what was really scary about the Antifa candidate is that in Portland, you are the head of the chief. You are the chief of police if you are the mayor. That's a scary thing to have someone that, could just say, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. And don't think that Antifa's not doing their stuff. They are still doing their stuff. So that's kind of good news. Better news. Better news if you want Republicans to win. McConnell Republicans poised to keep control of U.S. Senate. This is from the New York Post. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and his fellow Republicans appeared poised to keep control of the upper chamber of Congress early Wednesday, as 3 GOP lawmakers were projected to win re-election races that had been considered toss-ups. 4 of the competitive contests featuring Republican incumbents were deemed still too early to call, but that didn't stop one of them, freshman GOP Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina, from declaring victory in his re-election bid, Fox News reported. And I think it looks more Tillis since this was written. So if you are the type like me that worries about far left takeover of government, this looks like good news, because this will put the brakes on Biden. And I heard one of the pundits last night, I think it might have been Chris Wallace, not positive, but said that, hey, this actually helps Joe Biden because Joe Biden is not really far left. It's just that he has to appeal to his far left contingency, part of the coalition that they had to build in order to have a viable chance of winning, which it looks like they may win. So this gives Biden the excuse to push that far left agenda and so he appeals to his far left contingency while still having the brakes put on by Republicans. So this might actually favor Biden in the end, and the Democrat Party, because they won't be able to push through as radically as they want. There's still executive orders. Obama pushed a lot of executive orders. Trump pushed a lot of executive orders with the divided Congress that they had. So this is in my view a positive. What does the stock market think? Dow rallies more than 600 points as blue wave fails to materialize. Oh, and I also will mention that as of now, it looks like Republicans are picking up 4 seats in the House of Representatives, and a lot of times it's happening in blue areas. So if anyone thinks a Biden win is a mandate, it is not a mandate. It is a oust Trump vote. That's really what it is if Biden wins. I don't see it any other way. Maybe you do. I don't. It would be okay, we didn't like Trump. We got rid of Trump, but we don't want the far left going out of control. That's my assessment. Again, Dow rallies more than 600 points as blue wave fails to materialize. The blue wave didn't happen on Tuesday night, and Wall Street is breathing a sigh of relief. And I'm sure the far left hates that, right? Stocks surge early Wednesday after Republicans dashed Democrats' hope of taking both houses of Congress in a so-called blue wave, meaning that Joe Biden, even if he does eke out a victory in the 2020 election, will have a tough time undoing President Trump's business-friendly policies. The Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed as much as 658 points, or about 2.4% to 28,136.83. In early trading, as the GOP appeared poised to maintain control of the Senate, with President Trump and Biden locked in a dead heat, with Biden appearing to have a slight edge in Wisconsin and Michigan. Speaking of the far left, we have this story also from the Post. Proud Boys leader, one of 4, stabbed after he was jumped by BLM in D.C. The leader of the far-right Proud Boys has said he was one of 4 people stabbed after being jumped by Black Lives Matter early Wednesday in Washington, D.C. If you didn't see, there was a lot of BLM / Antifa activity going on. D.C. was very active. There's a lot of videos of them pretty much trying to get rid of anyone who had cameras. I think BLM / Antifa had some scores to settle in their minds, which is, the imagination where they live mostly. And they went after the fascists. So, of course, Proud Boys are a prime target of theirs. Enrico Tario told the Gateway pundit that he was slashed in the stomach while multiple other members were injured, including a man stabbed in the neck and a woman with them stabbed in the back. The group said they were heading home after watching the election at a DC bar when they were jumped and knifed. Live stream video caught part of the scuffle, with one man walking back to the videographer and saying, "I'm bleeding." After the attackers fled, Bevelyn Beatty, a black woman who previously dumped paint over the Black Lives Matter outside Trump Tower, was seen holding her lower back saying, "They stabbed me." "She's bleeding really badly," gasped the videographer, Jen Lowe, a former vice president for Latinos for Trump. "We just got jumped by Black Lives Matter and they just stabbed Bevelyn Beatty," Lowe said in her video, which showed a trail of blood on the sidewalk. People, we got to keep calm no matter what. It looks like by Biden's potential victory here, potentially, that maybe there's a hold on the immediate violence, but there was Antifa marching in DC saying, "No Trump, no Biden, no presidents." They just want what? They want the socialist stuff. I don't know who they want to run it. I guess they're Generalissimo, whoever their socialist king, or anarchy. Do they want anarchy? I don't know. In any case, I don't really want to get caught up on the violence. I think it was minimal. I could say that, but for these poor guys and gals who got stabbed by BLM, where this heads, I don't know. May do another update later today. Probably not. Maybe tomorrow or Friday when we get more information. I think the election's going to solidify a bit. God forbid that this thing goes on for weeks, but it may. Expect a lot of lawsuits to happen. Biden got up last night around 12:30 in the morning saying, or I guess that's this morning, saying that he thinks they're going to win. They're supposed to say something today about, I'm sure they think they're going to win. Trump said that, we won, which was really not a smart thing to do, in my opinion. Let's not cast out yet. Let's get all the counts. And from there, we move on. This is an opportunity for, again, if we can put the brakes on the far left, my opinion, that's wonderful. There's going to be a realignment after this election. And we need to do this realignment together, folks. We need to get our coalitions together, and we're going to move forward. And it'll be okay. No matter who wins, it will be okay. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Please, if you like this video, give us a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All right, thank you very much.